My name is Gabby.
And my name is Christian. Today we are going to give you the 411 on hurricanes.
Hurricane season officially starts June 1st and lasts until November 30th. Hurricanes begin as tropical storms over the warm, moist waters of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans near the equator.
As the moisture evaporates, it rises until enormous amounts of heated, moist air are twisted high in the atmosphere. The winds begin to circle counterclockwise north of the equator or clockwise south of the equator. The center of a hurricane is called the eye, and it is actually peaceful, but around the center are the most powerful winds moving at speeds between 74 and 200 miles per hour.
Hurricanes are dangerous, but luckily we know in advance when and where they will hit, thanks to meteorologists who track hurricanes using satellites.
If you live in a hurricane-prone area, you need to be prepared before a hurricane. You should have a disaster plan and know all evacuation routes.
Prepare a disaster supplies kit for your home and car. Have enough food and water for at least 3 days. Include a first aid kit, canned food, and a can opener, bottled water, battery-operated radio, flashlight, protective clothing, and written instructions on how to turn off electricity, gas, and water.
Have a weather radio handy with plenty of batteries so you can listen to the storm advisors.
Have some cash handy following a hurricane. Banks and empty ATMs may be temporarily closed.
Make sure your car is filled with gas.
A hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected, whereas a watch means that conditions are possible.
If emergency managers say to evacuate, then do so immediately. If you do not need to evacuate during a hurricane, stay away from low-lying and flood-prone areas. Always stay indoors during a hurricane because strong winds will blow things around. Leave mobile homes and go to shelter. If your home isn't on a higher ground, go to a shelter.
After a hurricane, stay indoors until it is safe to come out. Check for injured or trapped people without putting yourself in danger. Watch out for flooding, which can happen after a hurricane. Do not attempt to drive in flooding water. Stay away from standing water. It may be electrically charged from underground or drowned power lines. Don't drink tap water until officials say it is safe to do so.
The past hurricane season ranks as the most destructive and among the busiest on record, with 17 named storms and only 6 storms not making a landfall.
3 storms in particular, Harvey, Irma, and Maria, are the season's most notorious hurricanes. These were also among the most intense, with peak winds reaching between 130 miles per hour to 185 miles per hour.
All of them made landfall at or very close to their peak intensities. This was the first year on record that continental United States experienced 2 Category 4 hurricane landfalls, Harvey and Irma. Hurricane Irma was the strongest hurricane the National Hurricane Center has ever recorded in the Atlantic Ocean, outside of Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. It was moving as a Category 5 storm. Irma hit the Florida Keys as a Category 4 storm, and later the mainland as a Category 3.
The most important thing to remember about hurricane safety is to listen to emergency management officials and do what they say.